It's day 4 of our 30-day hard mode challenge in Animal Crossing. Yesterday we found Zucker, and that's about all we could do because we needed to set up Nook's Cranny, which we also ended up doing. So today should be a pretty full day. There's probably going to be a lot to do. The museum is built, so we have a bunch of stuff to donate. Timmy and Tommy's shop is ready to go, even though we really can't use it, but we can use the drop box. So we could probably at least start selling some stuff and working towards our loan. We also can't use the catalog, but that's okay. And here comes the angry phone call from Molly and Zucker. They tried to move here, and there was no room for them. So Tom Nook's gonna spend his morning getting chewed out by angry future residents. I've been going around telling them that this was a place they could live, and they're realizing right now, it's not. So yeah, we have a pretty full day of stuff to do because we need to start placing down these plots. Oh, Daisy May is sending us a letter. We're going to toss it right in the trash because turnips are banned in this version of hard mode, which is just fantastic. Let's take some points for being an active island resident. Yep, and let's focus on our, daily chores. I'm hoping for some more money rock luck today. I think by now I get the ladder because I have to start placing down plots. So yeah, finding the money rock today should not be impossible. And look at that, we already completed one of our first 5 Nook Miles tasks today, which was hitting a rock. We're about to get our fossils assessed. Diving for sea creatures is now a possibility for us. Yeah, all these things super easy to do today, even with Nooks only being open on Sunday. And it looks like our first 2 island residents are now in their own actual houses. I think this means one of them is crafting. If so, it's not Faith, but she's happy to have moved out of a tent, and I am too. I get it. And right in front of Faith's house was our beach DIY, which is butter churn. This is a great item. We will certainly be making a farm somewhere on this island. I'm sure of it. They always look really nice, and they take up a good amount of space, and they make a lot of money. So butter churn, awesome item to have. Finally found the money rock. Didn't have to look too long. I actually really dig the look of Samson's house. Let's see if he's crafting. He's not. If I ever got the opportunity to do like a happy home customization on his house, I wouldn't. I would just leave it as is. It looks really nice. It matches him too, which is pretty cool. Oh, wow. And the money spot is like right next to his house too. Fantastic. Okay. Our dailies are, wow, just about done. Oh, my shovel. Crap. Every single time. I'm going to chop up all these trees in order to make my new shovel. And the reason I'm being a little more ruthless right now with tree chopping is that there's going to be no shortage of trees, really. And also, this is where I want like my path to Nooks. And also, I just love it so much. There's something really satisfying about chopping down the trees in this game. I know that's a horrible thing to say and put out there into the world, but I'm sorry. It's just kind of true. How do you feel about it? Let me know in the comments. Do you like watching the tree fall down and all the leaves fly everywhere, or do you think that's just awful? Look, I even got rewarded for doing it. It's hard. I'm getting incentivized to chop them down. How am I supposed to feel? All right, anyway, money tree. Here we go. We'll get rid of this stump, and then we'll put our new money tree in the lineup right here. I'll go ahead and get rid of these other stumps as well. Okay, on to the next part of our day. I'm gonna tidy up my pitifully small inventory, and then I'm gonna start getting everything together for my big museum donation. Oh, look at this. We have a new bug as well. You can't trick me. I know that I don't have much furniture. Incredible that they built all this in one day. Okay, here's our first batch of items donated. That means we also get some points for assessing our first fossils, and some more points for assessing fossils. I'm not foolish enough to think that we can complete any of those exhibits in 30 days without time traveling, but the museum by the end of this is going to be pretty impressive. We already have a lot of stuff. I don't normally have such a wide variety of bugs and fish to donate in the first 4 days of a playthrough. Anyway, let's turn in all of these. It does look like we already have a repeat bug and fossil. And honestly, now that we have the Dropbox, tasks like this are completable. I can sell clumps of weeds because I am allowed to sell to the Dropbox. Of course, the penalty there being we take like a 20%, I think, hit on the actual like value. And if I were to just wait for CJ, I could make even more money with these. But I kind of want to get the first loan paid down. It's painful to go this long without paying down, more loans. I usually am faster about that, but hard mode is slowing me down. So we'll go ahead and start using the Dropbox. And even though I'm considering Nooks closed, I am going to walk in there today because I think it progresses the story. And listen, 10,000 for all of this, even with the hit we're taking, still not bad. This earned us 2 Nook Miles tasks, and that does bring us, I think, to 5 for the day, so that's great. Not that it's illegal to do more of them. And we got some points for selling unwanted stuff. This is what I was talking about, you know, progressing the story. We need to see this before we can actually start buying clothing. Now, I'm not allowed to buy clothing, but if we want Able Sisters Place down, which we do, I have to buy clothing. So anything I buy, I can't keep, basically. I'm just going to have to toss or sell back or whatever. Other than that, it's kind of a shame, but I can't buy anything here. And there's only one thing I want. This candle's kind of cool. I don't really need any of this other stuff. I mean, who knows? Maybe I will in the future. Right now, I can't imagine a use for it. Love to look at some wallpapers and stuff. Can't do it. Hopefully, Sunday has some cool things for us. I'll go ahead and sell my old outfit that I'm not allowed to wear, along, of course, with these other fish and bugs that we saved up. And so we have under 15,000 that's going to be dropping in our bank account tomorrow. And that's not quite enough to pay down the loan just yet, which right now I have about 30K, which is cool. But in another day or so, our first money trees will grow in. And yeah, that loan will be paid down pretty quickly. It's going to feel like we're doing pretty good with money at first. But, you know, hard mode will catch up to us here pretty soon, I think. Because honestly, just a real life update. I don't have too much time to record these every day. I'm kind of limited. So I can't really sit here and grind stuff out. Last time I did hard mode, I had a lot of free time to like actually dive for sea creatures for hours on end to get all the money I needed to pay down loans, but I can't do that now. Essentially, anything significant in this challenge that happens is going to happen on camera. I'm not going to do anything really off camera for the most part, so let's hope we can make good progress on paying off loans, unlocking Harv's Island and stuff like that with all of these limitations. Anyway, Tom Nook is still getting chewed out from this morning's announcements. He's finally off the phone and ready to have us help him set up some plots. He said we had 3 interested applicants right now. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, okay, wait, I got Molly and I got Zucker, but I don't remember getting a third. So it's just kind of interesting that they made the language like we already have 3 people waiting. I'll take my daily point bonus before I grab the plots from him. And I'm going to go ahead and just buy my Nook Miles ticket now. And if I'm not mistaken, you know, and I've been mistaken many times when it comes to this early game tutorial section, I think since the plots aren't placed down, if I take this ticket and I travel to the airport right now, there will be a new villager waiting for me, just like when we found Zucker. Oh, let's collect our miles for spending miles. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to risk being wrong about this. I'm going to take my ticket to the airport right now and see our 3rd starter villager. Can we get another top 10? I have no idea. Our luck has been a little stupid, not gonna lie. I, of course, mean stupid in a good way. I just can't believe we already found Zucker and Molly. Raining again. I don't think this is a sister fruit island. We have cherries and we have cherries on a cherry island. Are you kidding me? Or is this Sherry? I don't know. Hold on. How do you pronounce this name? Sherry or Cherry? Let me know. So what is your ranking? Honestly, lower than I thought. 166. Not bad. Not bad. Definitely no Samson. Our DIY is the shell fountain. That's a good one. And let's go hunting for our furniture piece. Wow, first tree. We got a serving cart. Not bad, not bad. Okay. That's everything I want here. And with our 3 hand-picked villagers, it's now time to start placing down their house plots. Or building a bridge, actually. Tom Nook would first like me to build a bridge. I am so bad at remembering the order of events here. All right, the fabled hot dog bridge is going to require logs, stakes, 4 of them, 4 clay and 4 stone. I think I have enough to just go ahead and grab the supplies and make it right now. And let's put them all together in a package of hot dogs to make ourselves a bridge. We'll collect some points for doing some more DIY work and then report to Tom Nook to ask permission to place down this bridge, I guess. He told me to come back here. All right, let's put it down. So, as I previously stated, I thought this would be a pretty good spot to plop down a bridge, which means I'm going to be putting a path running right through here. If I wanted to put a little garden next to my house, that kind of eliminates the opportunity to do that. The other area I could put this bridge is, well, not here. Maybe here. The problem with this spot is that eventually this is going to turn into a big, stupid building, and it's going to be hard to even see that there's a bridge back here, and I don't like that. So I could put it over here, and it might actually work diagonally, but the museum's in the way, and I don't like that either. So I think my hope of, you know, having like a garden area next to my house is dashed. Now, I have a lot of space in front of my house. I could absolutely put like a garden or a little farm or something in front of it, like I did in the 30-day island, the DIY island. and that should be fine. So you know what? Let's see how it looks right here. I'm going to imagine it real quick. This isn't too bad. If I decide not to do any terraforming though, I might want it moved over one space. So if I go over here, let's see if this is possible. It is possible. Let's imagine this. I think that looks better. I like the room we have around it on the other side, and there's still room for path around it on both ends, even if I make the path like 4 tiles wide. So yeah, let's do this. Now, I don't have to keep the bridges and stairwells, or stairways, or whatever you want to call them, the ramps. I just can't move buildings. But if this is ever a problem, I am allowing myself to pay the money to move it, or, you know, demolish it, change it with something else if I, you know, that I like better. I call this the hot dog bridge because I think it looks a little silly. I think there's just better looking bridges in the game. So yeah, we may replace it eventually. Now, putting it here means that we might, maybe, perhaps have enough room to put a bridge right here in the future. And this is kind of the only spot I really want it if we are going to put like a tiny bit of stuff here, like a couple houses and Able Sisters. So hopefully, without terraforming, these two corners wouldn't conflict with each other. I'm a little bit nervous. I like the idea of having 2 bridges so close together and just having like a little L-shaped path connecting them. I think that would look really nice. And now it's time to start on some homes. He's given me all 3 housing kits in one shot, and now we get to pick our locations. So a bit risky with this one. These housing kits are the only time where your house plots are going to be pretty much massive. We can't put these too close together. We can ignore the extra yard space that they leave around the houses once these are built. It's not a big deal. But again, these are permanent. These are forever placements. So let's be really thoughtful about this. We know we want houses here because we want to set up like this little environment where people can like go to the clothing store, and we can put a path coming from like a bridge here, going over and up some stairs over here, which maybe where we'll have some more houses or a campsite. And by the way, this is the first time I've played on a new Animal Crossing save where I knew where things were gonna go. Like the island, without the burden of thinking about how I'm gonna terraform it, it's kind of coming together really fast in my head, and I can't wait to show you, once I get it all laid out, what this place is going to look like. Anyway, these housing kits are not maybe the things to use to start mapping out the permanent layout for our town, because if I can't fit a house like right here, for example, which I absolutely cannot, then this doesn't really work. Let me try moving back and seeing if it'll go here. No, see, the yard that it has around it is requiring so much more space. And that stinks. So I think there will be a house right here eventually, but it's not going to be these houses. This is a good spot, I think. We have space to the left and right in case I do want to maybe like get a path over to my potential peninsula campsite. Tom Nook is giving us a call to say, how goes the land hunt? It's great. And yeah, let's begin thinking about plot number 2. One idea that I do like is that since we had to put our other homes in these 2 spots, is maybe turning this area into a bit of a neighborhood. I like to keep some villagers kind of close to one another, and it gives us something to kind of build around, little paths, things like that. Again, unfortunately, I think our plots here are really quite big, and we're not able to kind of place stuff exactly where we want with them. But I believe, and I could be wrong about this, I believe that the yards are allowed to overlap, which means I think a yard can overlap with an existing house, but we're going to try it. But instead of letting the house destroy any more weeds, I am going to grab these because, they're kind of valuable. Let's see if I can place a house like right here. Okay, it's actually mad about the ledge to the right, unfortunately. But in theory, that does mean I could probably put one right over here. It's hard to tell if this house is set 1 tile back from where it should be. I'm going to be really annoyed if these 2 houses aren't like right next to each other. So right now I'm just digging some holes to give myself an idea of, how many tiles long this house is compared to the one we're about to place down. I'm going to take out this tree because it's getting in the way. Look, if they end up staggered from one another by 1 tile, we can work with it. We can put a couple cute paths connecting them still and it'll look fine. But I would really like it if we could avoid that. So I'm going to dig a couple more holes. And now I know that this back corner of the house extends, across this layer of tiles. And I know that's too far back. So let me rethink this. We'll pop back over here. Okay, that leaves 2 spaces between the 2 houses. I think if I dig 2 more holes here and here, it'll kind of confirm that this is going to be lined up. Yes. So the houses are actually 3 tiles deep. But the 4th tile has always been like this invisible one in front of the house because you can tuck a path underneath it. You can kind of walk in front of it. So I believe that these houses will be perfectly lined up with one another. So let's do it. Okay. I don't know. This is a little weird looking. I guess we'll see. It looks like their doorsteps are going to be lined up, and that's what I wanted. Anyway, now we got to figure out where the final plot is going to be, and I want to see if it can fit here, actually. Let me just check this out real quick. Unfortunately, no. Again, the beach ledge is just not having it. Oh, you know what? This happened completely by accident, but I think the museum doorstep and Samson's doorstep are lined up if we started to put a path between them. And that's pretty cool. I like that. In that case, let me count this out real quick. Yep, 8 tiles. So this is great. Having an even number of spaces between these 2 things means I can take a road and just cut it right through here. And we can start to think about like future bridges and things as well. So this road could come over and up and back, and there could be maybe it could lead to a bridge over here, and then a bridge that crosses in front of that waterfall. There's all kinds of stuff we could do. There could be a diagonal bridge maybe, but this is neat. I like this. So anyway, knowing that there's probably going to be a path between these 2 buildings, it gives me an opportunity to figure out where this other house can go. And I'm thinking it could be kind of cool to see it somewhere back here, not lined up with Samson's house, actually just staggered and kind of thrown back here a little bit. Let's de-weed and de-tree. And this is kind of cool because maybe that is what I was talking about. Maybe that's like a main road, but then we can put little roads connecting all of the villagers' front doorsteps. So what if I put the house in this spot here? What does this look like? I'd say they overlap a little too heavily. I think I'm happy with this. This is the spot. We're just going to commit to it. I'm terrified that I regret this in the future, but I got to be honest, I'm starting to see the opportunities for this island to kind of come together, and I think I kind of like working within these limitations of, hey, once it's placed down, that's it. Anyway, the way this works, in case somehow someone watching doesn't know this part of the game at this point, is that the villagers will move in one at a time, no matter if you finish all 3 of these plots right now or if you do one at a time, but you have to put the furniture and stuff in at least one. So because this has already been kind of a long day for me, I'm going to go ahead and just focus on plot number 1 right now. And we'll probably do the other 2 tomorrow. So interior items for this one are the cherry speakers, lamp, and pot. So we're going to need some new recipes here. For the exterior, the stone stool, table, and the clothesline. I'm already forgetting what I needed to make, but let's go make some stuff. Here's our stone stool, our stone table, and clothesline. We can also afford the pot, the cherry lamp, and the cherry speakers. I did remember these correctly, so we'll put those inside. And then we just need to put down the table, the stool, and then the clothesline can go right here. And that'll do it. So that is one house done. I actually think we should turn this for now. I have to pull it out. I'm probably going to keep these by the houses for a bit. Normally, I would remove the stuff as soon as I can. But I don't really have a lot of items right now, and we need a lot of items on the island. So yeah, this is fine. Okay, it detects everything, and the house is now ready to go. Let's go ahead and clear a tree, right? You know, they give them a view out their little window. They have the ocean in front of their house. I would be kind of annoyed if there was a giant tree in my way. And then I'm going to say day 4 is a wrap. So join us tomorrow, which that video will be right here when it's ready, or subscribe if it's not ready yet. And we'll get these other houses done and continue progressing in our hard mode challenge. Goodbye.